In 1985, we got the movie Rambo, First Blood Part 2. This follows Rambo going to Vietnam, following the first movie. He goes back to Vietnam by the U.S. government to take pictures at this Vietnamese, camp, basically. But he finds a bunch of prisoners of war, tries to help them escape, but then it just doesn't work out, and now he gets abandoned in the Vietnamese forest, and that is basically what we're following here. And here's the thing. This movie is drastically different from the first one. This one has about double the budget that the first one had, and with this, it is a much larger movie. Instead of just being in the woods in this town, off the side of this town, going up against this police force, here he is going up against an entire army. And of course, it's bigger explosions, bigger action sequences, bigger kills, and everything. And do I think it is better? No. Because the first one, nothing's really captured what that first one did. It was such a good concept. In the time it came out in, it was basically the perfect time for it to have came out. But to say I enjoyed the second one would be an understatement. I loved this movie. I loved all the cool action sequences and the explosions, and the story is still magnificent in this one, obviously. Because I feel like in every Sylvester Stallone movie, or at least most of his movies, there is an underlying story, especially this movie, because it follows how the government just undervalues him, even though he is dying for this country, and all he wants is to save these people who care about his country as much as he does. He loves his country. He goes out there and fights for it. But then when he expects the government of this country he loves, expects it to come back for him, they don't. They're like, oh, nope, you have prisoners? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that again. But so then Rambo just stays there, rescues all these people. And just the villain also in this movie is so amazing. And he has played so many amazing performances. For instance, he was the main villain in Beverly Hills Cop. He was the main villain in tons of other movies. I don't even remember, but there's probably tons of other movies he was the main villain in that I can't even remember. But yeah, it's just an amazing villain. This whole movie's great. There's this one action sequence where Rambo has this huge gun, and he just shoots down hordes of people and all these soldiers. And something else, this movie is very similar to Commando. That movie came all around the same time as this movie, and that's just kind of funny because there is a lot of resemblance between the two films. That's just kind of funny, I think. And, so he gets back to the United States with the prisoners of war, and it does have a very bittersweet ending. And I say this because it's sweet, yes, because they got back, he rescued the prisoners, but also kind of bitter because he's just like, I just want to be on my own, man. I can't, bye. And because he just leaves. And that's where this movie ends off. So yeah, I really, really enjoy this movie. Action's bigger explosions. Everything is bigger. And yeah, so out of 100, I'm probably going to give this movie a 78, 79. 78 sounds good. 78 out of 100. So yeah, guys, a very good movie. If you enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.